Hey everyone, Thordan Smash here. Welcome to the State of the Game podcast with your host, me, KijannaPlays, and our special guest this week, Garret, and someone who leaks data miner extraordinaires. Kev The King will be missing this week, but he will be back shortly. You guys, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hey there.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me, bro. I mean, I'm always here, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're like, this is your house.
Thank you for having me.
We have a ton of topics to go over today, including the Tropic Island, new game modes, Halloween event, so much more to go over. But real quick, I want to give a special shout out to today's sponsor. Have you been looking for a way to step up your Apex Legends gameplay by knowing everything that's going on in the game? Well, look no further than Tracker Network's Apex Tracker. This free to download mobile app allows you to see every player's stats and how you recently did in your own matches so you can see how you improved. It goes over everything from kills, knockdown, assists, and so much more. It'll even give you your lifetime stats, your match report so you can improve each game, and weapon stats to know which weapons you are actually the best with. It even has leaderboards so that you can track your progress to Apex Predator and becoming the #1 player in the game. Try it for free today by just using the link down in the description or the pinned comment below and see how much your knowledge of Apex Legends grows as you use this application.
And this week, I'll be asking the questions. Question 1, brother. Apex Legends Tropic Island Map. What are the expectations and what can we expect to see?
Okay, so in regards to the Tropic Island map, we know that we will be going to the planet Gaia. It seems to be called Storm Point at this time, with the teasers indicating that it will have AI wildlife like prowlers. We're going to have some new tridents. We're going to have basically watered areas and archipelagos. It looks to be a completely different style map than we've ever seen before. What do you guys think about the gameplay that we can be looking forward to here?
It's just gonna be like our quirk. Like Olympus's quirk was tridents. You know, this map's quirk is gonna be tridents, and there's gonna be a fenced off AI area by the looks of it.
Yeah.
I think the other quirk for Olympus was the rifts and the phase runners. So.
Oh yeah, true. That's kind of a forgettable quirk, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess King's Canyon also has it in Raid's point of interest, but it's just a town takeover, so.
Yeah.
I think another quirk, maybe the water too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't really seen. I think I said this in a recent podcast, but like we haven't really seen any tropical style maps in this game. So like, just in terms of the art direction that Respawn could go in, you know, it's just a different kind of vibe. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for sure.
Kings Canyon always had like this really like fun atmosphere to it before like it got blown to oblivion, and with all these little biospheres. And obviously this one will be more tropical themed than anything, but I really hope that it has some of those aspects of little biospheres that are a little bit different than the rest of the map. And just like fun ways, new gameplay mechanics, new ways to traverse the map, not just a different version of a trident, but like the trees for cover and stuff like that, or, you know, like water areas that slow down you and your teammates so that you have to find different ways of crossing like a small stream or river.
Definitely. Yeah. Whenever a new map introduces a gameplay quirk, especially World's Edge of the Train, which unfortunately gone, it's just a nice change. It's not just a new place to fight. There's always a little something to make you mess with it, you know. Yeah,
I miss the train, honestly.
You know?
Yeah, the only issue is you have to like fully reinstall the map update, just the base map. It's kind of like, because in the evolution update you had to download 2 extra maps, which obviously is a lot of space. But I'd imagine like when we get further in the generation, when everyone's moved over to PS5, it won't be too much of an ask to put 2 extra maps.
It's honestly all comes down to the layout of the map. Like, I don't want it to be too easily like. This is gonna make no sense, but like third partyable, that's even a word. But like I just don't want it to be like King's Canyon in the sense that you can get to point A to point B so quickly. Like it's just easy to third party any teams. And of course Olympus has the same issue to a certain extent, but I feel like it's just real easy to third party teams, which is why people hate to play ranked on KC, because it's just not really, I would say, especially where the meta is in Apex right now and all of the legends we have and the abilities and stuff, like is way too easy to third party on King's Canyon. So in my opinion, what Respawn needs to do with this map is just make it a little bit less easy to third party on. And once they do that and it's fun,
I think the water could be a good solution to that, like the slowdown. Well, obviously it's speculative feature, but like the slowdown of the water, because we've seen areas where you have to go through water to get somewhere.
Yeah.
So there's got to be some sort of quirk within that.
Maybe the tridents can go over some of the water or something like that.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Upper vehicles.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Certain mobility characters, obviously, like Pathfinder, Valkyrie, will always have an edge. Like Kijanna makes a great point. Like when you have a King's Canyon map with a quarter of it blown off, and then you have a character like Valkyrie that can go about half the map, it's a little hard to grind that out.
I personally am really excited for the beach fights. Like, I don't know why, but I just think that's gonna be a really interesting, like a fun feature. It's not the usual, oh, you're fighting in a building or you're fighting with a lot of cover. You're on a beach. You're on the edge of the map near the water. Wonder if the water, if you go far out enough, it'll probably kill you.
Yeah, I figure it's like probably
forcing someone to go into the water, something like that.
Especially because we've seen new buildings too. In that Prowler picture, you could see buildings to the right, and a new building there would be really helpful. Because obviously, on World's Edge and Kings Canyon, you kind of get like these buildings which everyone knows, and everyone knows like a loop around to kill people, like the Streamer building and Fragment. It's just nice to have new buildings to find like new strategies with.
Yeah, exactly.
Agreed.
It also looks super run down in like the right side of the picture, so that's kind of cool.
They've kind of alluded to how the map's already going to get destroyed with the giant storm. It's
don't even bring it up. There's just gonna be an asteroid that hits the map, and like about a quarter of the map's gonna be absolutely obliterated, and just a massive crater like in Fortnite.
Yeah.
What was it, like Dusty Divot or something like that?
Yeah, Dusty Divot. Hey, Aaron, what is this? That's funny.
I swear that was the season everyone played Fortnite.
Yeah, that was the last season. That Fortnite was really good, I think.
Exactly.
All Battle Royale games kind of diverged from the map update of destroying the map.
Yeah.
Like, Olympus had a lot of potential with map updates where they teased that the actual Olympus map can have bits pop off and then new bits come on, like a new point of interest can literally just slide on without having to blow an area of the map up.
Yeah,
but they didn't really use that, and they're yet to use it, and it's going to be a while till the map update.
Yeah,
Olympus by the looks of it. So like, I don't know.
I'm fully on that boat. Like I don't like the trend of destroying stuff. Just add on to it and make it more fun with unique buildings or ways to, different ways to rotate. Destroying a quarter of the map, I still think that was one of the biggest mistakes with Kings Canyon. I just didn't like that at all.
It just ruined the flow of it.
Yeah, I do like the concept of like changing the map drastically in the sense of not just the buildings and stuff on it, but even the shape of it.
Yeah.
Because like when you cut out Thunderdome and Kings Canyon, it changes the map drastically, but they could do something like that, maybe add on to the map, making it larger in a sense.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree with that.
Edge.
I agree. And I understand why Respawn removed Scout Zone, because we love Scout Zone, but it was so congested. It was like most of the players would drop there. So if you landed somewhere else, the game would just be kind of slow, So I understand why they did that, but they could have also like added another really good POI on the opposite side of the map that's kind of like rivaling Scout Zone. So like they kind of balance it out. But
yeah, maybe make swamps more appealing. I feel like no one lands in swamps, and so that side of the map is just completely deserted unless you go to Repulsor.
Yeah.
Like it's
a lot
south.
of people were speculating that would get changed, but it unfortunately didn't because it was just so dead.
Yeah,
I love Swamp personally. I think that right now the Skull Town for Kings Canyon is probably like Spotted Lakes or Containment.
It's quite evenly spread because you can't really pick out one place where everyone's going to be reliably, such as Fragment. So that's a kind of nice thing about Kings Canyon because there's not one place.
Question 2. What do we know about Ash and how she will impact the games if she's coming in Season 11?
Yeah, so I'm kind of addicted to Ash at the minute. Like, I've spent nights going crazy just researching Ash stuff. And there's obviously stuff you can't talk about and there's stuff you can talk about. And everything's lining up to look like Ash at the minute. I don't want to say 100% it is. But obviously we've had Aishu talk about and obviously Wraith is very high because he's very high level play and he sees Wraith as a tool to rotate. So obviously he's going to reference the rotational ability. And obviously the old leaks have her like teleporting and creating a portal.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I remember that.
Mm-hmm. We're kind of murky on her tactical, although that Mark Death thing, like I've been thinking about it. And it does seem like a buff area, either a buff area or a debuff area. Either make you stronger or your enemies weaker. That's what it seems like to me, at least.
I can see that. My whole opinion on it is that obviously Respawn at the time was trying to figure out who was leaking this internal stuff to Bias 12. That's what they were trying to do. So in the process of doing that, some of it might have been very much authentic as there was multiple stuff. There was not only the Ash thing, but there was the Bliss thing that came right after. At the time, they didn't know. And the internal leaker did have correct information, such as Gibraltar's heirloom in Season 7. There was authentic stuff that had been leaked to him. So I think the portal dash or the going through walls makes a lot of sense when you take into what Ace you said about the nullifying of Wraith. Because if it is a portal that is similar to that, it would absolutely nullify Wraith in at least close-up quarter combat. Being able to just phase into a building with your entire team completely changes the landscape of movement characters, in my opinion.
Yeah, it does.
It does
really
seem
does.
like a hybrid between Valk and Wraith with the ultimate. Although I must say, I don't think at that point they were trying to bait, obviously, the internal leaker to leak, because I think the Ashe, Blisk, and roster leaks, the ones that showed Valk ages ago, I think they were all in the same batch. And then obviously the new set with like the EPG and Smart Pistol, I think those were bait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
So I think the Ashe one
fair.
did come at the same time as the original roster ones, because it was the same bloke playing on the Switch build.
Yeah,
But the other ones were like, I don't even know the source of them.
the only one that I would like with those leaks, Pariah being Seer, it was pretty close when it came to the abilities, not super accurate, but who knows? That could have been a lucky guess. That came out with like the Smart Pistol Blisk leak.
Right.
Yeah, which kind of makes me. It's like that's like a meme in the Titanfall community. So I feel like that one may have been bait. I don't know. It may have been like a batch of legit and bait. Like they wouldn't put a smart. Honestly, it's a competitive game. They've got a booming competitive industry. They wouldn't put a smart pistol in.
Yeah, no.
Nah.
Especially one that drops your weapon. Like it was talking about you re-equip your weapon with a smart pistol. Like you're not going to drop a weapon.
I think it would have just worked like Rampart's ultimate, where it just puts it away temporarily. I don't think it would have actually replaced it.
Yeah, it was really weirdly worded, wasn't it?
Yeah, it didn't seem real to me. The Blisk one, at least.
I think it may have been an internal tester, which was allowed to internal test, but also they threw some curveballs in there, like a smart pistol. I don't know. It's cool. It's cool to think about.
Yeah, going back to Ashe though, I think that considering like what we have with the portal dash that was leaked a while ago, what Asus said, and how Wraith works, it probably works very similar to what Garret was saying, with it being similar to Wraith and Valk's ult, but maybe a little more long distance, because I can't see a portal going through a wall impacting the game all that much. Because is it strong? Yeah, but you can just caustic trap it up.
Yeah,
like,
but if you don't have a caustic or a Watson, I see what you're saying, but like, imagine the power of a Revenant with an Ashe going into a building that doesn't have a caustic or a Watson. That is the ultimate third. Like, you're trying to hold off in a building. Yeah. You're trying to heal, and now this team can just, they don't even have to go through the front door. They can just totem through the wall, and then boom.
Yeah. I agree. That's crazy. Like, that is just crazy. I mean, I feel like whenever Respawn touches Wraith or does anything that's gonna affect Wraith in game, because obviously Ashe is gonna have an impact on Wraith because of her abilities, her alleged abilities, right? It could potentially backfire, because there are lots of Wraith mains who just are like Wraith stans. Yeah, like they're gonna literally they stan Wraith, and they have such a strong Wraith community, right? So like, Ashe seems cool, like her abilities sound good, a little bit crazy. Like what Thordan just said, imagine just you chilling in a building and all of a sudden you see freaking Ashe and Revenant and Octane in
imagine a caustic
form
going through, throwing his ultimate with them and then bouncing out of the portal. Like,
bruh, that's freaking, I don't know, some kind of anime stuff.
I don't think it could go through walls, because if you do look closely on the gameplay, it uses a placeholder for the lifeline care package drop arrow. I think it's only something in your line of sight, so it's just kind of like you're out, phase out, you're gone. It's just a quick movement ability, because like I don't see how you could possibly point that arrow through a wall. And then there's obviously the issue of Icy Ops glitching it and getting everyone under the map. That just is something that I can see happening. It just seems very volatile to have go through walls. I think it's just a line of sight thing.
Whatever it is, these abilities just keep getting more and more crazy.
Like, I guess if you think about it with like. Back to what Asu said, is maybe you have it's a set radius and you just look at a location, you point there, you teleport, and you can teleport with your team or something like that, and the portal goes back or something like that, making Wraith like have a lower pick rate or whatever. Yeah, before he had Shadow Totem, he had a Shadow Stance mode where he would switch his abilities between his ultimate, and one of them was marked for death, and you'd throw a blade at someone, and until they healed, they were revealed to the enemy. Or revealed to your team.
I like that idea, but I feel like I don't know if that, like, the only reason I'm hesitant about that coming is because we just got Seer, who's another tracking legend, and I feel like adding another legend who has an ability that can track another legend is just like, at this point, like, you got to make a character like invisible half the time to survive this game. Because everyone can find everyone. You got Bloodhound, you got Crypto, you got Seer, and now you got Ash who can track the enemy. That's just a lot.
I don't think it's gonna be like that because the last 3 legends have all been tracker. If you think about it, last 4 legends have all been tracker legends to an extent because Seer is Seer. Valk has her UAV ultimate.
Yeah, well, she classes recon as well completely.
Yeah. Fuse has his ultimate scans now, and when you get stuck in Horizons, ult it reveals you. So that's literally 4 legends in a row that can scan you.
Well, now I'm worried that that's actually going to be what it is because it just seems like a growing trend that they want everyone to be able to find everyone.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that. If they watch Rampart, when you get tagged by Sheila, now you reveal to everyone on the map.
Don't jinx it, bro.
Dude, they really
They need to buff Bungalow and like Doctor. They need to give Bungalow like when you use Bungalow smoke and like you hit someone with the smoke or they're in your smoke. They should be freaking like tagged for Bungalow to see.
That Bangalore would be very strong then.
But I mean,
but it'd be cool.
They gotta stop giving everyone. Everyone doesn't need to have their hand held to know where the enemy is. That's the thing. Okay, like
when Pathfinder uses a survey beacon, the entire map is scanned.
Like a freaking VSAT.
Yeah, it just there seems to be like a lot of wall hacking abilities. I'm starting to get like the joke. It seems like every character can pretty much find a way.
I just thought about
this
as well. I also just thought about this when they added the ability for Wraith to see the enemies when she's in her void phase a while back. Remember when they added that? She used to not be able to see enemies.
I don't play Wraith enough. I didn't even know.
Oh yes, I remember that. I remember.
It's just slowly becoming wall hack legends.
Yeah.
One day Gibraltar will be revealing everyone in his ultimate.
Yeah. Once you're in Gibby's Doom, you're freaking highlighted.
Yeah.
For 59 seconds.
Every single one of his ult strikes. If you get hit by his ult strike, it adds 10 seconds to the reveal time.
Yeah.
I just feel bad for crypto mains now. The more I think about it, because like they need to fix him because like his whole thing is being able to see enemies, but everyone can see enemies now.
Yeah, wait, I also just thought about this. Mirage and Watson both have that. You can just scan
the decoy. You know where they are.
Everyone's just a recon. Just make everyone a recon. Remove classes.
Yeah.
Question 3. Bloodhound story event. What are the ramifications and how has the mode been handled being put in the game?
Okay, so obviously we have had these 3 days of just following a bird. You get a voice line. And that's it. But the last day is going to be the custom point of interest, if you want to call it that, that's located within the Aether. Bloodhound will follow the bird down the little trail and find the Bloodhound gods, or whatever. What would you call? Would you call the Bloodhound gods? I know we've probably all seen that video.
I call them the Super Saiyan gods because of the red aura.
Yeah, the Super Saiyan Bloodhound gods with like hovering above the dead Prowler, and it's all located within the Aether. But after you complete that, you'll get 3 Bloodhound themed packs where all you get is Bloodhound cosmetics from that. So if you're not a Bloodhound main, it does not matter to you most likely.
Yeah,
you can get heirlooms from those packs though. I've seen someone get heirlooms from them.
But the thing is with the cosmetics, have you seen the tweet from Shrug? You know the epic skin?
Oh, and then that one.
That is meant to have a white bird.
That one?
They messed something up, and it doesn't have a white bird, so the skin is shite. But the thing is, the reason it's epic is because it has a white bird, but
it's no animations. It says no animations. It has like a cracked lens on the goggles.
Cracked lens.
The cracked lens. And then they're supposed to have the white raven, but it doesn't have the white raven. It's broken, so you're essentially just buying a rare skin for the price of an epic.
The thing is, they will fix it because all they've got to change is a 0 to a 1.
Yeah.
That's literally it. Not even a joke.
I do wonder if they'll like when you're in game, you know, the Bloodhound ravens that appear on the ground when there's like a battle that's just happened. I wonder if those will change to the white ravens too.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that seems like too much effort.
How do you guys feel about Bloodhound getting another lore story? Because I've actually seen a lot of complaints that because this is the second Bloodhound lore thing kind of that we've gotten, but there's been a lot of legends that haven't received kind of any, like, I know we talk about Watson a lot not getting anything, but she, like, there is a lot of lore with her dad designing the ring that we just haven't really gotten. And there's other legends that just have kind of fallen by the wayside. Would you guys like to see some lore for different legends coming up? Or
oh yeah, for sure. I'm really missed the old stories from the Outlands they would do that show how the characters got their heirlooms. Like Wraith got her kunai, Bloodhound got their axe from Archer, and then Pathfinders was the boxing one.
Yeah.
But we haven't had one since season 7. We're gonna be going on 4 seasons now without one.
We talked to Shrug about this actually. They need to. They're ruining their own lore with the fact that they're too stubborn to drop stories. They're keeping up this crypto Mila thing. They're keeping up the Big Sister thing. They're keeping up the Watson Caustic and Crypto Falling Out thing. They just need to drop it and start some new stuff because it's honestly, we can all agree, it's getting boring. Revenant, Loba mad at each other. Yeah, drop that. Drop the crypto stuff and just start something new. Maybe more Mirage pilot lore. You know.
Okay, well, you're just a Mirage stan, so.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, not gonna lie, guys. I was never really like. I mean, I love Apex lore, but I'm not really like into it, so it affects me if I don't have lore.
Okay.
Like I just want to kill people on win games.
Can we clip that and send that to the police?
I just want to kill people.
Bro, I was in a Squid Game. That's what I meant. I won.
He won the Squid Game. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. No,
I understand what Kijanna's saying. I think if they're gonna introduce in-game lore events like this Bloodhound one, though, I would like a little bit of variety. I want love for other legends. Like, I guess at the end of the day,
Horizon, that's really good lore too.
Yes.
What's that?
I think Horizon stuff is naturally going to be progressed with Ash though.
Yeah,
because you don't realize in lore currently, Horizon's met Ash, but she doesn't know that Ash is Ashley Reed. That killed her son. Well, that split her up from her son.
I like how she has now put 2 and 2 together with like all the voice lines. The name Ash,
on right,
the Branthium. Like Horizon's supposed to be this absolute genius. She's
this brilliant
physicist. A black hole.
It's
but
kind of like the Superman glasses thing. You know, like like no one recognizes Superman without his glasses off. It's kind of the same logic. Like,
yeah, same logic.
She's got plot armor.
She's like. Horizon's seen. Okay, she has like the same voice. Her name's Ash. She has a thing for Branthium. She says "dearie" a lot. just another person. Just another person.
She went "dearie."
Dearie, yeah.
There's literally been a comic where they stand together, like chilling, and 2 comics. Come on, bro.
And Horizon's like, yeah. Arena's host.
Hello, Arena.
Nothing suspicious here. She hosts the games.
If Ash does come, that will definitely progress.
I'm excited for the voice lines between Ash and Horizon.
Yeah.
I'm
looking forward to the Revenant and Ash voice lines as well, because it seems like they definitely have some kind of like robo-romance going on.
Ash's White Knight.
Yeah. Something I do want to talk about, going back to the Bloodhound event thing, is I'm happy that they're adding these kind of event modes that players can enjoy and try out. Respawn needs to go back to what they did in Season 5 so that people aren't just quitting the games if they don't get Bloodhound. And just the way that this one was structured hasn't been a very good fit for the general player base to enjoy.
For sure.
Yeah.
They could have easily made these missions in a private server where you...
Yeah.
I see why you have to do it public. Because that's the only thing that discourages me.
It's the same thing, like, and people didn't even know how to start it. Like, who's gonna think to themselves, "Oh, click the white raven on the screen in the lobby"? I didn't even see it. I wouldn't have seen it if it wasn't for Crawl.
You've got to follow Shrug Tool to know how to play this game, bro.
Exactly.
It's also kind of scuffed because, like, even if you do find the White Raven, you then got to chase it like 400 to 1,000 meters, and you're probably not going to be looting while doing that. So your teammates are absolutely screwed from having a person on their team.
That's just so dumb. Like, that doesn't make sense. That just shows me that Respawn doesn't care about. I'm always negative about Respawn. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
But it really just shows that like the matchmaking in this game is such ass.
It
like,
is.
Bro, fix it. Fix it. Give us solos, please. Respawn, please give us solos.
It just feels scuffed. Yeah. For anyone that isn't doing the event, you cannot solo queue. You can't.
Question 4. To upcoming game modes for Apex Legends and what it will mean for the game, and will it allow for Apex to compete with future games coming out?
Yeah, I mean, the only right thing to do is switch them. Will like, I'm gonna nah, but for real. This is dope. At least we know that Respawn is gonna be bringing a lot more content soon, like TDM. That's gonna be so much fun. TDM and domination style game modes in Apex with Apex's gunplay. is like a perfect match. I feel like it's gonna be really, really fun. When Apex first announced arenas, well, when it was first leaked back in like season 6 or season 5, I can't remember. It was a while ago. Like I thought arenas was gonna be like a TDM game mode where you can respawn, you know, and it was more like casual. I didn't expect it to be as just serious as arenas is right now. So Apex dropping this in season 12 is gonna be a huge dub for Apex because it just makes sense. So I'm all for this. I'm excited.
Arena's just, it got really stale. You have the same legends almost because there's a very much a meta there. You have the same guns and you typically will run the same lanes over and over and over again. And with rapid respawning, I think you take away that issue. Because the game no longer becomes a strategy of we're going to push this way. It becomes chaos as your team will not functionally be able to set up strategies as efficiently in arena. So I like the chaos idea behind it. If that makes sense.
They need to rework ranked in the sense that there's like 3 ring zones for every map. Like it's so predictable. You just, if it pulls to the boat on Party Crasher, you just go to the boat. They need to randomize it so that it ends in like really weird places. Even places that, if you remember, like when World's Edge first came out, there were like mountain zones where you just couldn't even, like you're stuck in storm and you're gonna die.
Yeah,
stuff like that, but like at least playable. Just really difficult rings and stuff that's unpredictable because right now it's not working.
Yeah, no, arenas is not a fun game mode that I cannot play arenas for more than 20 minutes. Before I'm like,
you can play arenas.
Well, actually, I've been running into this bug that's been there for quite a while, and it keeps unreadying me up as I'm trying to get an arenas game. And then also the fact that there are 60 players in my queue, and I only need 3 of them, and somehow I can't get into the game.
Oh, I think with arenas, they're trying too hard. They're doing they did the Flash events, and then they did the Thrill Seekers event. And they're adding all these brand new maps. I think, completely honestly, I think it's a waste of time. You make this time and resource would be better spent on, first of all, adding more stuff within the collection event. Because realistically, what did we get in this collection event? A new point of interest was literally plopped onto the map. It was a 20-minute job, and then we got loads of skins. Yeah. Imagine if the resources from making these brand new arenas maps, which honestly about 4 people play, went to create a new point of interest as well as a new one, or just a big point of interest on the map mid-season. I think that would be create a lot more hype and be a better use of their time. I don't think arenas is it, Chief.
Yeah, no.
I agree.
And I was just thinking about it like this. We got Overflow with Thrill Seekers, and then in Season 10 we got the Rampage, and now we're going to have Encore. They're putting so much energy into these maps that barely anyone will play, and how much you want to bet that when Storm Point drops, we're not going to get a weapon with it.
Oh, we won't get a weapon. I am almost confident we will not. There's just too much they're adding in.
Yeah, exactly. Like in what's it called? In Season 7, we got the we got the Tridents with with Olympus, and when World's Edge came out, we got the Charge Rifle. But I think this time, considering that they've spent so much time working on Encore, they're not going to release a weapon or like a special function.
I guess at the end of the day, I'm glad that they are moving in the direction of listening to the fan base a little bit and adding in these new types of modes to really keep the game fresh, because it would be in a really rough spot with Battlefield and Halo coming out if there wasn't something new within the gameplay mechanics to really keep it fresh, because then it would struggle a lot, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I'm excited for Battlefield, bro. Like,
I'm excited for Halo.
What?
Like that's
yeah,
I mean, free
Halo
multiplayer. The free multiplayer is going to compete with Apex, hands down.
300 player
probably will, yeah. If Halo has a free battle royale, is going to be gonna be serious.
So, I mean, the future looks bright for Apex. They just need to make sure the servers stay strong.
Yeah, I mean, Apex is always going to be successful because there's no game that plays like Apex. There's no game that even comes close to like the level of detail in the gunplay and characters and stuff. So Apex will always have like
What did you say?
So yeah, it will always have like a dedicated farm. It will never just fall off, like, you know. Yeah. But there will be competition if Respawn doesn't like, you know, listen. So you'll see.
The thing is, with Apex, you go back because I'm not sure if I'm the only one with this issue, but I go and play another game. I'm like, this movement is horrible. I hate this movement. I hate this movement. But Apex has got it down to a T. It's great. That's the only thing that I think a lot of people come back for. Just the movement and the gunplay is just so smooth and so consistent.
I 100%
compared
agree.
to other stuff like PUBG.
Oh, PUBG. After I tried Apex for the first time, I dropped PUBG so fast. I was like, no. Like Apex, I've said it has some of the best gameplay. Not some of. Apex has the best gameplay mechanics out of any battle royale, hands down. You cannot convince me otherwise.
Yeah, definitely.
They just need to fix the back end. Once they fix the back end, this game would be a classic. It would be remembered for. It'd be a genre-defying, similar to what Halo was for Xbox. It would be the premier battle royale with nothing.
I think Apex still will be. I think Apex still will go down in history as like a genre defined. I think Respawn is just that studio that creates moments. You know, like Respawn. Honestly, it's kind of the GOAT of the FPS franchise, along with like Halo or 343. Because if it wasn't for Respawn, we wouldn't even have CUD, we wouldn't have Timefall, we wouldn't have Apex.
Yeah.
So I feel like they try something new. That's what's good about it.
Yeah, they're innovative. Respawn is incredibly innovative. We got the ping system from them. It was the first battle royale with the respawn mechanic. They looked outside of the genre, but it's coming up on 3 years old, so they need to continue with that innovation with other games coming out, because other games will continue to innovate and add to the genre, so they need to compete with that directly going forward, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, look at a lot of them have been misses, like Hyperscape. But like once that one game comes and Respawn has competition, they've got something to worry about.
Yeah, exactly.
You're Hyperscape. You happen to Hyperscape.
I don't know. I actually I love Hyperscape for a while.
I hate Hyperscape. I couldn't get into it. I like Splitgate.
I think it was the Splitgate of Battle Royale where it's like everyone plays it for a bit and then drops it for no reason. It's like no justification for dropping it, they just drop it.
I've never seen a game fall off like Hyperscape.
Yeah, no, it lasts for about 3 days, if that.
Yeah. It should be like 50 viewers on Twitch. I was like, what?
I really liked Hyperscape for a while because of the mobility and stuff like that. It was really fun to me, but it just was so poorly designed otherwise.
I just didn't like the maps. I couldn't get into the aesthetic of the game. I was just like, every building looks exactly the same. It's all neon with like this weird blue. Like it
felt too arcadey.
Yeah.
That's what I love about Apex is that World's Edge is the best map in my opinion because there's so much going on there.
Thank you. A man of taste, a man of culture.
All right, we're gonna end the podcast now.
We have the lava, we have the snow, some green parts, trials, skyhook, piece of shit, point of interest.
Yeah, no, Respawn, like I said, has that ability. Like, everything within the game is absolutely phenomenal. The gunplay is great. The movement is great. The legends have lore, which is something awesome compared to other BRs. The legend abilities are really fun, just like Overwatch. The gameplay loop is incredibly satisfying. Everything that they developed for the game, A+, in my personal opinion. And that's why so many people continue to play it over 3 years. Fix the fucking servers. Like, that's all I'm going to say. You have so much going for your game. And you made such an amazing game, but people can't play it, and that's the core problem.
I think
when season 10 dropped, guys, it was such a fun experience because the servers were actually working. Like I remember playing Apex the most I played in a while when season 10 dropped because yes, Sierra was overpowered, but he was fun. He was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, the map changes were good. I don't know. Servers, just fix them.
Yeah.
Especially when they're people's only complaint about a game. As soon as I
was like about to add some input towards what Kijanna said, and this man, I waited for someone to speak, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna say it now.
That's so funny.
And then Garret opens his mouth.
That's the intro. That's the intro right there.
Yeah.
His reaction was so funny.
Yeah, the intro to the podcast is that. Yeah. But what I was going to say is I think the other problem with Apex is the skill ceiling being kind of reduced each season.
Yeah.
A little, like ever so slightly. A tiny bit, because Seer was a big hit on that. And then after Seer got nerfed, kind of returned to its state. Rampage was really good for a while. L-Star You know, people complain about aim assist. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then tap strafing being removed. I also don't care, but I definitely can see how people would be like
Upset.
would complain about that and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah. It's just the two problems are the servers and the skill ceiling being reduced every single season, ever so slightly. And people aren't even realizing with some of these weapons. Like the Rampage is so easy to control. The L-Star's broken. Seer is still really strong. And it's gonna keep going lower and lower until eventually it's just going to be like walk royale. You just walk and shoot. People level 10s are absolutely frying lobbies. The 20 kill badge will look like nothing.
Yeah.
I think Apex still has this a similar skill ceiling. I think that skill based matchmaking is warping our perception of it. I think we look at really good, like most of the time when I look at Apex gameplay, it's good players who play in really good lobbies. It's pro players, and even when we play, you guys are good, so you guys get into sweaty lobbies all the time. If I were to just create a smooth account, play 4 games, all of those games are gonna be like, bro, Apex needs skill-based matchmaking. Like these guys are us. So like I feel like skill-based
You
matchmaking.
did not
is
just say
making us
skill-based
think.
matchmaking needs to be in the game. You did not just say that.
No, not to the extent it is right now because it's kind of is insane. But if you play against like similar skill players all the time, stock teams, and your solo queuing and stuff is gonna feel like, you know, damn, the skill ceiling is gone. Like I can't even outplay this guy because he has an L-star, you know. When in reality he's just cracked, just like you. So that's really all it is.
The
That's why
skill-based matchmaking
rankings are
could be
nice.
applied better,
It could, yeah, for sure.
rather than on a recent game basis, which it seems to be. Maybe on like a lifetime basis, if they're going to have it. Obviously, it'll be better if they didn't have it, but if they are going to have it.
Yeah, I could agree with that. This was an absolutely fun getting back podcast. So I haven't been able to do it for a few weeks. So someone who leaks, Garretleaks, thank you for joining me. Kijanna, it's great to have you back as host. And next week, hopefully, we'll have Kevin back. But I'm really looking forward to season 11, and it was great having everyone on just so we can get the hype going for it and everything.
All right, cheers. Thanks for having me.
It
All right,
was
guys,
fun.
we'll see you next week. Have a great time.
See ya.
All right, see ya.
All right, guys. GG's.
Hey.